My name's Angelica Bell.
Yep, mine's Michael Underwood. We both work on the television as presenters, and that's where we met.
So we are a family of four. We've got two amazing children who are 6 and 4, and they're energetic, they're lively, and they like to, try new things, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely they do.
Yeah, a bit like us.
I think we got a trampoline, I want to say about 6 months ago, because it was like the beginning of the summer, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And we'd been umming and ahhing about getting one, because our little one's at the age where they want to have what their friends have got. But we had reservations because we'd heard about injuries with trampolines and stuff. And then we were at a friend's house and they said, "Have you heard about Springfree?" We were like, "No."
Well, I thought it was a bit of a joke. I thought it was pulling my leg, to be honest, because that's the type of thing he does. And, oh yeah, trampoline with no springs, of course. What's that, a mat? Is that? So the first thing I did when I got home was check it, and I couldn't believe it. It actually is a genuine thing that existed. And that's when we started doing more research, and we thought, hang on a minute, this is something special.
Our children absolutely love the trampoline. They love the exercise they get from it. They have fun on it, and it's really nice to hear the laughter and hearing that they're enjoying what they're doing.
Do you know what the most frustrating thing about our children using the trampoline is? They never put their shoes back on when they finish, so they just leg it down the garden. And that day they went out, and I think it had rained the day before, and the sun was out the next day, so they were on the trampoline. Yeah. But of course the ground, so when they came back, all we had was muddy bare feet coming to the kitchen. I was like, but apart from that,
they had fun.
They had a lot of fun.
We didn't.
It does exactly what we wanted it to do, which was provide a form of outside activity for our children that they love, that they want to do, that we don't have to force them to do in any way, and that isn't what unfortunately tends to happen, I think, a lot nowadays, which is the temptation to leave your children either in front of the television or to leave them with a small screen of some sort. And it's very easy to do. As modern parents, that can happen very quickly. And so if you've got something where you can encourage them to go outside, and when they're actually asking you and begging you to go out and use it, I mean, what better thing can there be than that, I think?
And it's actually quite fun seeing Michael on it, because he's literally panting after 10 bounces.
I do love jumping on it though.
Yeah.
But I do lose control a bit. I don't know what that is. Actually, I do know what it is. You're going to tell me it's my core, isn't it? So rude.
You want the best for your children, you want them to be safe, and so when you've got a little bit of a niggle, you tend to steer clear of anything that would cause that sort of harm. But I guess once we heard about Springfree, our ears pricked, and we're like, okay, this sounds good, this sounds exactly what we're looking for, something where the children can have a good time but be safe, and enjoy trampoline, because who doesn't like having a bounce around? It's something that children want to do, so if it's safe, let's do it.
There's no doubt that our children use the trampoline the most that they see. Because while they're at school, then who knows who's using the trampoline? That's what I'm going to say. At the end of the day, they're at school. They don't know anything. And it's just it's sitting there. It's like it's calling to me.
I think you use it to spy into the neighbour's garden.
It's true. That's exactly why I do it.
It goes really high, has a look.
Oh, they want an extension today. Let me have a look. Brilliant.
It's brilliant.
I can see quite far.
So many uses.
I didn't even think about that when we got it, but now it's brilliant for that.
Yeah. I love the fact that I can get on the trampoline and feel energised. It's a mode of exercise for me, so I'll use it and really go for it, and it's fun. It sort of makes me feel like a child again.
I think for me, when it comes to the children, I know that once I'm there with them and I zip them in, if I need to go to the loo, or if I need to go and make a drink, or I need to get them something from the kitchen, I don't have to panic. I know that once they're in there and those zips are done up, they are safely inside the trampoline. And I think that means a lot, because otherwise I would be terrified of leaving them
on their own.
Yeah.
We're always outside.
Yes.
Because it's there now, whereas before it was sort of like, let's mooch around for a bit and then go back in. But we spend a lot more time outdoors in the garden and just hanging out as a family and just laughing. It's funny.
Yeah, I think before that we would only really go out in the garden if it was really, really good weather, where you can go and sit down and have lunch, and it's especially good. And I think now the trampoline's there, we'll go out if it's dry, if there hasn't been any rain at all, we'll be in the garden. So that has changed the way that we use the outside spaces in our home, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we first started sort of thinking about getting a trampoline for the garden, we asked our friends because we knew that some of them had had a trampoline in the past, and they put us off, to be honest, didn't they, at first? Because they were saying the trampolines they bought, which were like from supermarkets or from well-known shopping centres, that type of thing, they tended to get rotten quite quickly, so they would fade, rust the springs, and then they get quite squeaky, and the children don't really want to play on it because it's gathered a bit of dirt, and the rain sort of pooled on it, and it's gone a bit mouldy, and
they're really noisy. That's one thing you do notice.
Yeah, so we were like going, maybe a trampoline isn't for us. So it was so good timing that sort of Springfree stepped into our lives, if you like, and we discovered Springfree, because this trampoline has been fantastic. It's been out in all weathers now, and it still looks exactly the same as it did when it was first put in.
So our garden isn't like open and and clear. We had like little spaces and nooks and crannies, so we were a bit concerned about that. But what's good about Springfree is that they come in different shapes and sizes. So it's almost like if you've got a little square there, that can work. If you've got a little bit of a open bit, you can have a little oblong one, and it's nice then. So it doesn't feel like the trampoline's taking over the whole garden. It sort of fits in, snugs in there, and we've got other space to do other stuff too.